Welcome to Survivor Speaks Investigates, where truth leads, silence breaks, and every case gets the voice it deserves. I'm Survivor Speaks, and today's investigation starts right now. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Survivor Speaks here with a live video. We're gonna talk about a couple things. Give me 1 second. It would be helpful if I connect my mic. All right, so here we go. We're going to be talking about a couple of things here, as you see on the thumbnail. Diddy, we're going to talk about Diddy. We're going to briefly talk about Nicki Minaj and the backlash that she is receiving from going and speaking at the Turning Point USA event. And some of the controversial things that she said while on that show, and none of it being true. There's a narrative that was started, and JD Vance has latched on to what Nicki Minaj said, and now is retweeting, highlighting this non-problem that Nicki stated while on stage with Erica Kirk, whose husband was tragically unalived. I will not speak about that unaliving. I don't think that anyone should be unalive, even though people claim that, some people just think that, he was spewing hate and he deserved it. I will never say that anyone deserves to die, be unalive, not my karma. All right, so let's talk about Diddy and get this out the way. Sean Diddy Combs is fighting back, and he's not waiting from behind bars. Let's get a good picture up here. Let me see if anybody is in the chat. I know I saw Nessa in the chat earlier. The chat does not upload to live until I actually go live. So I did see that we had Nessa in the chat. Shout out to you. Make sure you're smashing that like button for engagement for the free 99. Give me 1 second. I need to make sure this is connected to the right thing. All right, because it's not started here on this end. So let me just check this out briefly. YouTubing. Okay, so I do see it. For always, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. And Lynn Ali, what up, what it do? Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you're hitting that like button. And we did discover that when I go live, for some reason the hype button is not showing. So it's only showing on some videos afterwards. If I upload a video, it'll show there, but it's not showing on the live videos. I'm not sure why. That's something maybe I have to reach out to YouTube about, but however, I don't even, life is life. And so I'm always, busy doing something right around now, due to, time constraints. So let's get back to, this Diddy, thing. All right. So Diddy is, Sean Diddy Combs. I was looking for my, picture. Hold on. Let's laugh a little today on this Christmas Eve, and happy holidays to everyone that celebrates. All right, did I take it down? No, I did not. Here we go. And don't nobody say nothing about my picture. That is, he is she is he. All right, so he is she is he. Monetary donations are not are acceptable. They're not mandatory, but a free way to support the show is to hit the like button, share the video out, and If the hype button appears afterwards, hyping the button afterwards, but it looks like it doesn't appear for a live video. So I'm sure Diddy Combs is fighting back, and he's not waiting from behind bars. His legal team has filed an expedited appeal, asking the federal court to overturn his conviction or cut his sentence immediately. And the argument they're making could change how high-profile cases are sentenced going forward. Stay with me, y'all. Hold on a minute. So, Sean Combs is 56 years old and is currently serving a 50-month federal prison sentence. Earlier this year, a jury convicted him on Mann Act violation charges related to transporting adults across state lines for prostitution. However, it is critical to note this. The jury acquitted Combs of the most serious allegations, including racketeering and sex-trafficking charges. So while he was convicted on some counts, he was cleared on others. And that distinction is at the center of this appeal. Because according to his lawyers, the judge may have punished him for crimes the jury said he did not commit. So Combs' legal team has now filed an expedited appeal with the U.S. Court of Appeals. For anybody that don't know, expedited just means that the court is, they're asking the court to move faster than they normally would. You know, everything to Diddy is urgent, so that's why his attorneys is making this request. So the request is to either overturn the conviction entirely or significantly reduce the sentence. Why? Because they argue the sentencing judge relied on acquitted conduct, meaning behavior the jury rejected when determining how long Combs should be incarcerated. The hair, I know the hair sends you every single time. And this argument strikes a long-standing controversial practice in the federal court system. In federal court, judges are sometimes allowed to consider conduct a defendant was acquitted of when imposing a sentence. If that's the case, then what is the issue? It's legal, but deeply controversial. Diddy's lawyers argue that this practice was applied unfairly and excessively in his case, resulting in a sentence far harsher than what the convictions alone would justify. They claim this violates the spirit of the jury's verdict and undermines due process. So if the appeals court agrees, it wouldn't just affect Diddy, it would ripple across the justice system. This case isn't just about a celebrity fighting his sentence. It's about whether judges should be allowed to impose penalties based on accusations that never resulted in convictions. Civil rights advocates have long argued this practice disproportionately affects defendants, especially in high-profile or emotionally charged cases. If the appeals court sides with Combs, it could set a precedent limiting how acquitted conduct is used in future sentencings. So if you appreciate this breakdown, please hit that like, hit the subscribe button, you share the video so it gets out into the algorithm for the free 99. It helps this conversation reach people who actually care about how the justice system works. All right, now back to it. So there are a few possible outcomes from this appeal. One, the court could deny the appeal, keeping Combs incarcerated for the full sentence. Two, the court could order resentencing, which could significantly shorten his time behind bars. Three, in a more dramatic outcome, the court could overturn the conviction entirely, potentially leading to Combs' release. Because the appeal is expedited, a ruling could come sooner rather than later. And that's why this development has caught so much attention. Public reaction has been sharply divided. Some argue Combs is facing accountability long overdue. Others believe the sentence reflects a justice system willing to punish reputation as much as evidence. Either way, this appeal places Diddy's legacy, career, and future back in the spotlight, this time in an appellate courtroom. The real question isn't just whether Diddy walked free sooner. It's this: should anyone be sentenced for crimes the jury did not convict them of? That's the legal question now before the appeals court, and how they answer it could reshape sentencing standards across the country. Now, the only thing that I'm going to say about Diddy's case is that Lenali said the hair. Yes. The hair. Yes. Diddy is annoying. He is. He's just showing that he is not accepting accountability. Correct. And not to mention, getting caught drinking wine that is made in jail is not helping his case at all. So I did have a thought here about the thing is with Diddy, the judge considered what Diddy admitted to, and when they looked at the statute, they were able to look at the fact that he is admitting to DV. He's admitted several times through his attorney, and he's admitted it through a letter to the judge and during his statement that he made at his sentencing. So it is to me, it is different. This is just my opinion. It is different if nobody ever said that he was guilty of these other charges that he was not charged in, but we know that DV and prostitution goes hand in hand. And the fact that he committed a DV during a prostitution, which he was found guilty of, I believe that they could consider it, and I don't think that they should overturn the ruling or that he should be set free, because he just got a lot going on behind that wall. But this case is far from over, so we'll be watching closely to see how the appeals court responds and whether this expedited appeal changes the course of Sean Combs' incarceration. So if you want continued updates, clear explanations, and no sensationalism, you're in the right place. So now let's get to our second. Let's get the diva off of the screen. Hold on a minute. Let's remove the diva. The divette, the diva, whatever you want to say about him. So let's remove him from the screen and let's jump into Nicki Minaj. Now, Nicki Minaj went on Turning Point USA and attended, their event the other day, which has struck a lot of backlash. Nobody cares if Nicki is claiming to be a Republican. That is her right. The thing is, let's start here. Nicki is an immigrant. I'm going to say that louder for the people in the goddag on back. Nicki is an immigrant. I don't know if it's true or not, but allegedly, she is an undocumented immigrant. And so, I know it may seem strange for always says she's done. I know it may seem strange to some people, but what I'm going to say here, it's just my feeling and my thought. Nicki Minaj is not she's African American in skin tone, but she's not African American. Her words all the time. She never considers herself to be a black woman until it's convenient for her. And a lot of times it's when she's clapping back at another artist that is not, black, or, always it's always a Cardi B thinks she's not black. Nicki Minaj claims her Trinidadian, Asian, and I think she's mixed with something else. That's who she claims to be, and that's who she is. So to go on a stage as big and a platform as big as the stage and platform that she stepped onto, and put a false narrative out here in the air was, excuse me, y'all know I got chemo fog brain. This is off the top, ain't nothing written down here.
for this. False statements about black women, from America is just disgusting. I don't look in the mirror. I am very dark skinned. I'm on the darker side of the melanin you see in the picture that is showing, even though it is a character that is me. Actually, when I modeled, I turned my part of my modeling portfolio into animations. So that is what you're viewing on the screen. So that's I am on the darker side. I have more melanin, closer to the sun, all that going on in my DNA. So, born and raised here in the United States for 52 years. Nicki allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, is not a citizen here. She's an undocumented immigrant and could be deported, just the way they're snatching people off of the streets and deporting them. If that is the case, like I said, alleged, I've never read anything, I've never heard her say, that, but allegedly, that's what's being reported, that she has stated she's undocumented. She never went through with the full process. And she was born in Trinidad. According to some comments that I was reading a long time ago, the last time that she actually went to Trinidad to perform, a lot of the Trinidadians were saying that they did not want her to come back to their country because she uses them as a opportunity in photo ops to gain riches. She doesn't do anything for them, and they would like it if she didn't come back. It was a broad consensus, when the comments were being read. I didn't say it, is the people from Trinidad said it. Don't blame me. Blame the Trinidadians. So, for her to say that African American women don't need to put down Caucasian women with blonde hair and blue eyes to make themselves look better, and people need to stop. Wait a minute, hold the front door. Stop, hold on. Shut the front door. Last time I checked, we set the trends. And when I say we, African Americans set the trends. And everybody else is trying to look like African American people. The issue is we have style, we have culture, we have swag, we have all of that going on. The difference is when we do something and, start a new trend, it is considered to be ghetto. When the other side does it, then it's fashion. For a long time, people could not, you were shunned upon and frowned upon when you showed up to the workplace with braids in your hair. When they did it, I think it was, could have been Kim Kardashian that started wearing braids in her hair. It was all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that anything that's trending. When I first saw a Caucasian woman wearing a wave cap, now it's cool to be wearing a wave cap, and I forget which designer, but it was a designer that's a pricey designer. Actually, made a wave cap line. Puzzling to me. Oh yeah, correct. Every last one of them. So they're not, the backlash is not because she went on there, it's what she said. And all under the skies of being a Christian. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it again. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Just a little research would have showed that there Christians in Nigeria were not isolated during the attacks that they are claiming. They did not care who you were when they are snatching people off of the street. It's a money grab for the whoever is doing it over there. You could be Christian, Muslim, anybody, and that is the issue, because there are, only one side is being pushed, and it looks like, the people over there are targeting people for being Christian. That is what was being explained on these large platforms, and it is not just Christians, it's anybody. They are not stopping people and saying, who do you serve? Are you Christian? Are you Muslim? Let me let you go. That's not what it is. And the majority of the people that they kidnap, although it's not right, it is inhumane, whatever, they are either returned after some type of ransom is paid, and a lot of times some people didn't have the money to pay the ransom, and they would just release them. Yeah, the Bo Derek braids, that's what they called them. You're right, absolutely right. For always, the first Caucasian woman to wear braids was Bo Derek. And so when Kim Kardashian did it, that's what they reverted to, saying that she was wearing Bo Derek braids. But anyway, so they were not targeting you because you were just Christian. They were targeting anybody, and it was for a money gram. It was, for ransom. According to one of the politicians over in Nigeria, he said Nicki Minaj needs to worry about and sing Anaconda. I didn't say it, he did. I don't think she's going to be singing that song either, because one of my friend's father sued her, and every time she performs or plays that record, he gets paid, because he is Sir Mix-a-Lot's manager, and she used that Anaconda track without clearance. So she's been doing stuff like this for a long time. It's nothing new. So yes, so it was very controversial, and then all of the, I don't know what I don't know if that was bootlicking. I don't know. There is nothing, not one single thing attractive about the orange guy in the Oval Office. Yeah, I know I don't like talking politics, but here there is. It's ridiculous. Some of the lies that she didn't believe, and nobody in that building even believed that the orange man is somebody that you are just dreaming about because he's so fine. Not. JD Vance is not somebody that you would be drooling out the side of your mouth about. And for her to go on there and use the word assassin while sitting on stage with someone's wife whose husband was assassinated. I do believe that was intentional. I believe they knew that it was coming. If you look at that moment, go to that point in that moment when she said it, everything was weird after it. And then you see Erica Kirk's mouth to her, I love you. I'm sick to my stomach, tired of all this. You know what gets me? The thing is, and then the statement that she made about boys will be boys. Most of her, and some people are like, what? So what? She said boys will be boys. Well, if you don't remember, she has been very vocal on Twitter talking about trans children, talking about trans, just very homophobic. And it's sad that the majority of her fan base is part of the LGBTQ community. And so it was kind of like a slap in the face to the whole community when she said what the heck she said. And so yes, for always. And so it was a slap to him. So let me look and see if T.S. Madison has said anything, because people were looking for T.S. Madison to respond. Okay, hold on. Let me see if T.S. has said anything, because she is the face of the T, and she's a big supporter of all of the alphabets, but she's the face of the transgender community and of the transgender children. So let's see if she said anything, because as of yesterday, I personally didn't see anything. All right. Let me see here. Her Instagram was already deleted. Let me see. I don't. Let me see, y'all, because I want to see if she. I don't see anything about. I don't see anything about T.S. Madison saying anything as of yet. Hold on, let me check one more place. So far, I'm not seeing where she said anything. It's very crucial for her to speak up at this time. You had Joe Buttons come out and speak. And he's like, he's finished. Nicki, don't call me. So I do see a post from T.S. Madison. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna bring that over, y'all, so y'all can see that. Hold on. I do see a message from T.S. Madison on Twitter. Let's just see if I could get this over here really quick, because people were starting to be like, T.S., are you gonna say something? Like, you cannot let this sit back. This one you can't sit out. You cannot sit out. So you're gonna have to speak up on this one, because hold on now. They said this is what. Hold on, y'all, because I still don't see nothing in here. Where did this other person get that from? I saw it on somebody's TikTok. Hold on, it might be further down. she reposted all this stuff, so the looks like if she did say something, she don't have nothing to prove to the word. Oh, okay. So yes, she does. Here she goes. So wait a minute, but where is the Nicki part under here? Wait a minute. So where? Wait a minute, y'all, because I don't see. Somebody on Twitter has, what do you call it? Has something on there where she said Nicki, something to Nicki. So I'm gonna just read y'all. I'm gonna bring this over so y'all can just see this, but I'm gonna read something from Twitter. I don't know where this person got that from, the rest of it, because I'm not seeing that. So let's just do this right here. All right. So this is what T.S. Madison had to say. Like I said, none of this is Christian Christ-like. This is control. And no, I'm not no Christian. I don't give a F what think pieces y'all make about me. And then she puts like the turning point up. But then somebody, I don't know where a person got this other thing from. Let me see if there's a date. Give me 1 minute, because this is very important. Okay. All right, so when was this? Because I don't see that. Okay, so maybe I gotta go down a little further. Was this a post and delete? I was trying to find it on here that where what she said. I'm actually spending way too much time trying to find it on Twitter. All right, so let me see. I don't know if this will bring up my TikTok. I can bring that over, but because somebody has posted it from her, I don't see it on her page. So let me see if I can if it logs me in. Yeah, I don't even know what I signed up for TikTok with. Please bring me to you know what? It don't even matter if I'm in here under me. Oh, okay, y'all, with me. All right, hold on. Let me put it in here so I can bring this over, because I want y'all. All right, so
everybody trans kids should be able to decide.
All right, y'all, here we go. Let's see.
And the thing is, everybody is against this, except for the trans people there.
Well, hold on.
So everybody's trying to cancel
Hold
me.
on. All right, there we go. So it says being a Christian, and this is from T.S. Madison from X.com. Being a Christian and white Christian nationalists are two different things. To be Christian is to be Christ-like. White Christian nationalists have nothing to do with Christ and any thing to do with control. So on the bottom, T.S. Madison comments and says, I'm sorry, Nicki, but this cannot be what they got you believing. These people are not of Christ, even if you don't agree with trans kids. What about black people and immigrants? They would deport Jesus if he were here, sister. If he were here, sister, this is not the way. If that's all she said, that's a cop-out to me. Like, that's not... I mean, at least she said something, but I will be looking for a little bit more than just that. And that's just on me. She needs to be checked on a deeper level because you are the face of the brand. Don't tap her on her hand. You don't spare anybody else when it comes to them saying stuff about, you know, people being transgender and stuff like that. You don't say you don't spare them anything. Hold on, let me see what this lady is saying, because maybe she saw something that I did not, because that is all that I was able to see. And she's thanking T.S. Madison for saying something. I think that, you know, talking about, you called her to talk to her behind the scenes. She should have been checked as loudly and on a platform that she is, and the way she talked about, you know, and dismissed all these people that basically have been supporting her whole life. So I've watched a couple of videos, right? And the thing for me is, these people are saying, oh, you know, I don't know about this one, Nicki. You messed up with this one, Nicki. How dare you, this, that, and the third? But I still support her. That's the problem. Let me tell you, I'm going to just give y'all my opinion of what I think. Nicki was never for the people. Nicki did never consider herself to be a black woman. That's number one. She is an immigrant. She's here on this USA soil as a visitor. The fact that she has the melanin that makes her appear to be a part of the African American community over here in these United States means that whenever she steps on a platform, she is representing us. But in the words of the great prophetic king, Kendrick Lamar, they are not like us. I said it. She's not like us. She's exactly who she is, sitting on that stage, sitting across from. She's one of them. But let me tell you the play here, because everybody's like, Nicki is playing chess, not checkers. Let me tell you what the play is. She may be playing chess, not checkers. I don't think she expected all of this backlash, but a lot of the MAGA people didn't listen to Nicki Minaj, don't know who Nicki Minaj is, and so therefore have been searching for her, listening to her music. This is why her music is back on the charts. That is her whole goal. That is her whole end game, I believe, because now she gets to say, look, you know, I'm the most this, I'm the most this, I'm the most this. Another thing she is looking for, what people have failed to realize, is a pardon for her husband. The brother, not so much. He's not federal, and the president can only pardon people for federal charges. They cannot do anything with the state. So what happened with her, since her husband was supposed to be on the registry and he lived in New York, when he was sentenced, he only had to be at the level that he only had to be on the registry for 10 to 15 years. However, he thought because he married who he married, they can just pick up and move to California. And he didn't tell New York, didn't register in California. So when California took this case over, they made it to where he has to register for life. She's been trying to get him off of that registry by any means necessary, even allegedly harassing and stalking the grape victim, offering the grape victim money, but she turned it down. She said no amount of money will change how he messed up her life. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. The grape victim then went and released all of the public evidence against him and let them release the interrogation video. She was a minor at the time, and those things were sealed. She gave them the okay to release that stuff because she was tired of being harassed and lied on by Nicki Minaj on such a large platform. You can actually see that man's whole handprint around that young lady's neck. You can also see on the bottom where he was holding the weapon to her, according to her, as she was being raped. So there. I didn't really want to go too in depth with Nicki or even go that far. That's why I don't have the pictures and stuff pulled up. I don't have the interrogation video pulled up because they were showing the interrogation video, and I really don't want to show the interrogation video here. Anyway, it is what it is. Even if he's removed off of the registry list and he can move about freely, everyone should know everybody already knows who he is, and people should beware. I just don't even understand how people could support that, because she knew who she married. So, but to each his own. So that is just a controversy. I don't like the fact when it comes to us Black women born and raised here in the United States, that Nicki is able to represent us with fiction in a narrative that she just made up, because none of us are trying to be Caucasian. And the people that are, far few and in between, you can tell who they are. But let's not get it mixed up. Our culture, our swag, our everything is being copied everywhere all the time, and people take credit for it because they have the capital to invest in it and sell it in quantities that, some people don't have the capital to do so. So anyway, moving right along. Another thing I wanted to talk about really briefly, and I hope that this person is not, I want to show this video, but I don't know. So this is about the Romika Meeks case. I know you guys, if you haven't heard, that they arrested the young lady Holly that pow-powed her and unalived her. And so the father of the child, I was waiting to see if they were going to arrest him because he definitely had something to do with it. However, there was a court they had a court date to see to try to get Holly out on bail again, because she is with child, so her family was trying. I'm gonna just bring it over here. If they strike the video, I'll remove it from there. Then, but let me bring this over. And so Carlos, the child's father, he has a baby with Ollie. He has a baby. He had a baby with Romika. He has been very disrespectful through this whole thing, and he got his behind whipped. He got his behind whipped, according to reports. Even the judge saw him being disrespectful in the courtroom. That's what they were reporting. He got his behind whipped, and they arrested him not for the charge of unaliving Ramika. I do believe that is coming, but he got his behind whipped because he's the disrespectful hoe, and they are alleging some other things about him being on the DL. I didn't, I saw somebody reporting. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is that at this court hearing, he got his behind whipped, as he should. He's been talking a lot of mess, being so disrespectful to this girl who is no longer here, and he participated in her unaliving. The people that don't know them, witnesses, have seen him. He had this girl in the headlock as his other child's mother pow-powed her. Such a class act. These bands are. If anybody doesn't know what a band is, it's a BR ninja. That's what it is. All right, so here we go. Let's just play a little.
Carlo just got his beat by my motherfucking brothers. I done missed all that. So I go to my mom. If your mom over there? My OG over there, man. My mom over there.
Stay over here. I don't need you going over there and saying what.
Alright, just don't touch me, G.
Just stay back.
Don't touch me. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm on the sidewalk.
I got him. Get over here. What you doing? Away from him. They said move, just move.
I'm doing just that.
All right, just move out that way, man. How ass him? Y'all think them dreads don't? Yeah, y'all think them dreads don't say y'all?
Where my brother go?
They locked him up. Him and what's that?
Fuck, man.
Fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all say you study, they asking us to leave, we leaving. They study antagonizing fucking with us. Come on, we can't leave. He study fucking saying shit. He ain't never fought. Then we did everything they said. We walked out of here, he walked right out of here and said some more shit. Fuck out of here. Who the fuck gonna keep letting somebody keep talking crazy to them, act like they wanna fight them? We ain't never trying to fight them. We did everything he keeps following. I'm just like it was a right, he walked out on the stage.
Hold on, y'all. Let me skip through this because we're not going to sit here and watch all of this. I just want to get to the point with it. You see him in the handcuffs. Let me see if this is it.
That nigga walked out and started fucking with my brother. You don't see one for the rest of your life, bitch. You don't see me for the rest of your life, bitch. You know we got it on us. We been quiet for too long, bitch. We been quiet too long. You pussy ass nigga. You said you got time on us, nigga. You don't see me for the rest of your life, bitch. Y'all got that talent, bitch. You pussy ass nigga. You should have told me who the fuck we was.
Before I even get into anything else, I need y'all to sit.
Okay, so y'all, I just wanted to show y'all that. So that was Carlos being arrested after they put the shiner on him, and his nose and everything is out of place. So allegedly it was said that he was in the courtroom smirking. So all of the females from the family was in the courtroom. All of the men were outside. They didn't let them in. And instead of him going and sitting with the girl Holly's family, he decided to sit straight across from Romika. Allegedly, they're saying that he was staring and smirking at them when Holly came into the courtroom, because she was already incarcerated. They said she had a smirk on her face as well. They said that the judge called Carlos out on his BS and how he was acting in the gallery. So shout out to the judge for noticing that, because that is just disgusting. That is disgusting that you were there, participated in unaliving this girl who has the mother of your child by another mother of your child. This woman was trying to get in her car and leave. So she was standing in between her door and whatever. She was out of the car. She did argue with, she was arguing with both of them, but she went and got in the car, and he had said to her, she got a pow. She is going to, you know what? So she went to get in her car to leave, and then you put her in the headlock. He hit her with the door, allegedly, according to the victims that don't have anything to do with this case. He hit her with her car door about 5 times, and then had her in the headlock. After they pow-powed her, it is alleged that the two of them high-fived. Now, the judge did mention that in the first appearance for Holly. He said, you don't get to unalive somebody and then celebrate it afterwards and then think you're going to walk up out of here and call it self-defense. What also has been miscommunicated, some people have been reporting on it, some people have fixed it. The woman that did this unaliving, and this is how you know it was planned out, right? The woman that did this unaliving filed several restraining orders against Romika. I want y'all to know that the day that she unalived this girl was the first day that she had ever seen or met her. Let that sink in. The day she unalived her was the first day or the first time that she had ever seen her in person or met her face to face. And this is why people don't take restraining orders seriously. You got a restraining order. You went and got a pow-pow license only to weaponize it and try to use it in your defense. The joke's on you. They do give pregnancy, you do get checkups and stuff, pregnancy checkups while you are incarcerated. So this lady had just dropped her 5-year-old son off to school, and she put such a sweet letter in his lunchbox. This video is here on the channel. We did go over that part, and now he doesn't have a mother. And imagine how crushed this little boy is going to be when he finds out that not only did this man, your father, participated in the unaliving of your mother. Sad situation all the way around. Sad situation all the way around. So those are some of the topics that I just wanted to touch on. Yeah, I also wanted to touch on very briefly the Blueface saga. Y'all, I'm so tired of him. I'm so tired of him and all these women with this low self-esteem. Ain't no way in the heezy. Somebody that whose face was used as a etch-a-sketch board in prison is going to be playing with me. Not ever. Not ever. If y'all want to know exactly what Blue's time or how his time was spent in jail, just go and look up the video when he was playing officer and there was an inmate, a guy playing an inmate. It's supposed to be him. He tells you exactly what happened to him in that video. I don't know why everybody is missing what is in front of your eyes. If you look in Blue's eyes, they're very dark. He has a sadness in his eyes. I'm going to tell you what it is. I worked in the corrections for 7.5 years. That boy was somebody's bitch behind the gate. I don't care who he's talking about. I don't care what set he's throwing up. I don't care nothing about none of that. Blueface was somebody's bitch behind that wall. He was tooting and booting behind that wall. That's why the change. That's why you hear him say some of the things that he's telling you. He's telling you, and every now and again he slips. But he's actually telling you exactly what happened to him when he was behind the wall. I'll say allegedly here. I'm telling you, I know what it looked like. He just did not get those tattoos on his face, and people saying, oh, he got it as a humiliation ritual so they wouldn't do it. No, on top of them doing it, on top of them making him get those tattoos on his face, he was bending over. He told that in one of his interviews. When he first came out, he told a story about when you get put in a room with somebody twice your size, and you just do what they say do. He was trying to put it in a way where it sounded like it was somebody else. That boy was talking about himself, y'all. I'm telling y'all don't believe me. I'm telling y'all, I know what goes on behind the wall. I've been behind the wall, county and state. And if y'all don't think that those people that behind that wall don't see what's going on these social media streets, or don't know what's going on in these social media streets, they don't like him. They didn't like him from the gate. And I'm telling y'all, he was tooting it, he was getting it towed down. That's why for a while he was talking like he wanted to go back. Nobody gets out of jail and just keeps going on and on and on and on and on about being in jail. People trying to get out of there. I don't really watch him either, but I do see like some things because I am praying that Krishan stays away from him. And I think that she would make a great boxer if she could just stay focused on that. I think that she would be fine. I'm just praying, and the biggest step that she made was, the starting the process of getting those tattoos that say his name and the child a tattoo on her face, Lord. But that was very hard to watch when they started the laser removal process for the tattoo that's on her face. She was crying because it hurt, but she was crying so hard because she was breaking a trauma bond. She said that she felt so relieved when she felt like a big release when she got finished with part 1. She went for part 2 yesterday, removed the tattoo that she had of his name on her stomach. She is removing the tattoo that's over her eye. She just wants them to get that stuff off me, and it's refreshing to hear her say, get that stuff off of me. So people think things are a joke, but if you go back and look at some of her other videos that she made prior to meeting Blue, her speech was different. She talked different, you know, everything, like, you know, the effect of getting with him, you know, to be with him. And I don't understand why these girls are lining up for it. I'm just confused. Is pretty tragic, but I'm gonna say allegedly what nobody else is saying. That boy was somebody's bitch when he was in jail. That's all I gotta say about that. You saw the first? Did you see the first one or the yes. The first one was very, very emotional. It was sad. Because you can actually feel through the phone what she was feeling as she was having those tattoos removed. So shout out to her, and I hope that, you know, because it hurts so much, she continues with the process. She has to, you know, it is a process. It lightens, but it's not removed until she finishes with, I think they said about, it's going to take about 8 sessions or whatever. But shout out to her for starting that. I think that she freed a part of her that she didn't know how to walk away from. Like, she was in a very toxic relationship with, they both were toxic. Let me say that. I don't want anybody to think that, you know, she didn't play a hand in this. They both were toxic. I have a different thought about Krishana. We don't do any Krishana slander over here. So shout out to her for, you know, at least you know, starting her journey. And if you're here now, we're getting ready to get out of here. Happy holidays to you. If you hopped in here, thank you so much for coming in here and speaking and rocking out with me today. And please like the video, share the video so that it gets into the algorithm. That's a free way to support the channel. Monetary donations are accepted but not mandatory. And let me just make sure I'm not overlooking anything. Give me one moment. All right, let's check here really quick. All right, so no, I'm not. All right, so we're going to get ready to get out of here. And, you know, I can only end the show by advising and bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too, because of the stigma surrounding the word breast. We have changed the word to peck and/or chest cancer over here on the Survivor Speaks channel. I'm going to continue to bring awareness that men get breast cancer too. And to all of my ladies, please make sure that you're getting your mammograms, filling on your boobies to make sure you are all right. All right? Don't you dare let anyone come into your house and disrespect the peace that passes all understanding. I am Survivor Speaks. I will see you guys in the next show. Happy holidays. Be joyous. Be safe. Most of all, be you. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. Peace. If you have made it to the end of the video, you are the real MVP. So don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.